there. Welcome to this month's newsletter of Where is Luka over the month of August. I'm coming to you from my basement. There's a lot of smoke coming in from the forest fires where I am right now, and it is still sweltering hot. And I have a little pup with me who likes to lie by my feet, and now she gets to sleep on the couch. So I'm coming to you from my basement, where I think probably a lot of us have been living for the last month or so. Although by the time this missive should be going out, maybe the heat has let up a little bit. I hope your summer is going well. I hope you are having some delicious eats from the seasonal treats that are available to us at this time of year. Gosh, don't we live in an amazing time? So, hi, I'm Luka. I'm your holistic nutrition practitioner. For those who have just recently signed up to get my newsletter, welcome. Hope that this finds you in a good space and that life is good to you. Glad to have you on this journey. I tend to send out one, maybe two emails a month to let you know a little bit about what's going on in my world, to let you know of what kinds of events are underway for content that might interest you. So this month, I'm going to keep it really short and fairly sweet, because I really only have two things on offer. August is very much a very quiet month around here. It's not going to be very quiet for me personally. I'm packing up house and I am moving to the Netherlands, and I'm getting out of my house by the end of August and then heading out to Europe in the first week of September. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got a lot of work to do ahead of me. I know I don't need help packing. Thank you. I just need to get to it. But so consequently, I've had to really pare down what my month of August is going to look like. I'll tell you, everything that runs in my GoodFood network is going to be up and running for the month of August, and will continue on into the month of September. The month of August, we are focusing on bones. So this is for anybody who's got osteopenia, osteoporosis, or a weakening of bones, or where they're having to get bone density tests every now and then. Somebody whispering in their ear saying, I think you got some bone density issues going on. Weak bones, brittle bones. Often we'll hear that message when we get into menopause. Menopause is when we start looking for some of those early signs of potentially some bone degradation or a loss of bone density. And so that's a lot of what we'll be talking about, how food can be of service to help prevent this and slow it down. We've done a month already, but we've got one more month to go. So if you haven't yet joined us in the GoodFood Network, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you want a private invitation, here's your private invitation. Hi, friend. What you doing this month? Do you want to take a little bit of downtime and hang out together and learn about how to feed yourself and how to keep osteoporosis and osteopenia at bay? Let me tell you a little bit of everything you're going to get when you join the network. It's open 24 hours a day. As soon as you register, you have access right away. And you get to dive through as much content as you wish. If you put in 1 hour a week, you're going to get a very good use out of the GoodFood Network. If you have 3 hours a week you want to commit, you are going to get stellar use. There's enough material to spend 3 hours a week in the GoodFood Network and not have to double up on anything. That's correct. You're not going to do 3 hours. Maybe you will. I'm not going to say never, but you don't have to. If you do an hour a week and you pick and choose, because it's a smorgasbord. I put everything out on the table and you go, I'll take that on my plate, and I'm going to take some of this on my plate, and I'll have some of that, but the rest, no, I don't want that. Put it away. Then you go and you build your plate, and everybody's plate is going to look different. So let me tell you what you're going to get when you join. So as soon as you enter the doors, there's a bunch of content that is readily available. Some pre-recorded content. You can think of this as your DVR. My TV is just over there, so that's why I point over there. You can think of it as your DVR, right? That machine that's recorded, or your VCR that's recorded some of that content you want to watch every now and then, or you want to come back to. So I have lots of that content. There's a 3-hour class, my Vitality Bones class. This is the only spot you'll find it. I used to run this at the Light Cellar. I've just updated it, and it's brand spanking new. It won't be available anywhere else. It's the only spot you'll find it. That by itself is a $60 class. And I always undercharge for my classes, so it's probably a $120 class, but you would get access to that. You would also get access to a cooking class. In the month of August, we're doing curries. So you learn how to make a butter chicken, a green Thai curry. What else do we have in there? Chicken korma, how to think about making different types of curries, how to think about different proteins and combinations of things, curry pastes, all kinds of things. We also have a whole module, a half-hour module on this whole idea of scratch cooking. Those are the three that you can access right away. There's also all this printable stuff. So we've got recipes, 5 recipes ready, all about supporting your bones, all about eating in season. There's also in there a whole module on how to eat with the seasons. So if you've been curious, I often talk about how aligning ourselves and eating seasonally can be one of those ways we reduce the body's burden of stress. It just ties you into being more in tune with the natural world. The more in tune with the natural world that we can get your body, the more we're reducing inflammation, the more we're creating safety in the body. So there's a whole module on that with like ideas to help you through the summer season, things to think about and ways to move through the season. It's the kind of content, 14-minute video you watch, then you print up the handout that goes with it, and then you go and you implement it here and there along the way, and you give it a think and you make it your own. In addition, so you've got the pre-recorded stuff, like the on-demand, like Netflix, like Disney Channel, like Crave TV, like your PVR, that stuff. You've got the printable stuff, which is really just content that you can print. And we have a third thing. The third thing is a series of live classes. And we have one a week on Thursday mornings at 7 a.m. They're half an hour long. They're meant to be a quick dive into one topic tied to the month's main topic. And then in addition to that, there's also a live class, a 90-minute to 2-hour class once a month. So I want to highlight these two. So first off, those Thursday morning sessions, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 this month. I've got them in front of me. The first week, we're going to talk about activation and why this is the missing piece that is driving the loss of minerals. So many people think lectins is a part of it, and for sure we cover that, and we will cover this and this, but there's going to be so much more. This is nuts, beans, grains, seeds, legumes, and what activation is and why that's an important piece that's missing, and why this may be the driver of bone density issues for many of us. The 15th of August, we're going to be talking about vitamin A, potential missing nutrient when it comes to calcium. Everybody talks about vitamin D. Okay, but what about vitamin A? Like, you're very choosy with your nutrients there, mainstream media. There's so much more than calcium. The third Thursday session, we're going to be talking about bone density loss and the insomnia connection. Yeah, if you have insomnia, bone density loss increases over time. So we're going to get into the science of it and then get you started with some to-do pieces to help address this. And the final one for the month is going to be seaweed, the forgotten bone builder. What exactly it does and what this can do to supercharge the foods you're eating to help really build up that bone material. That's what we're going to be covering. So it's a really wide array of these smaller topics that are too short for a full exploration in a class, but are really important little signposts along the way of things you'll want to put in place if bone density issues are around, or if you want to prevent them from showing up in the first place. And where do they show up? They show up perimenopause and postmenopausal women. They have a higher rate of showing up in people who have type 2 diabetes. They are also often found, like osteoporosis is often found in people who struggle with thyroid issues. There's a very good reason for this. There's a big connection between the two. Thyroid is involved in actually maintaining your bone density. So that's so much of what we're going to be covering in those weekly sessions. On top of this, when you pay that $35, you will get all of this. That's a lot, Luka. I told you, it's too much. It's on a platter. You will pick. I only want to hear about activation. I only want to do that 3-hour class on bones. And then that's enough for my month. Thank you. Bye. Okay, good for you. Somebody else might really want to focus in on seaweed because they have joint issues or they have some type of inflammatory condition going on in their joints that gives them trouble. So you're going to be able to pick and choose what it is that you want to fit, whatever it is that you're currently working on as it pertains to the bones and skeletal system. Bones, teeth, joints, so many different things. In addition to that, there is this extra class. Now, this extra class, you can just take the class by itself if you want, if you find everything else overwhelming. Or when you join us in the network, you get free access to this class in addition to everything else. So it's a bonus for those who are in the network. I think of it as a bonus piece. What is this month's live class? Our month live class is Supplement Savvy for Bones. We're going to be talking about supplementation when it comes to preventing or slowing down the progression of osteopenia, osteoporosis. Oh, fart, Luka. Are you going to be talking about calcium? Yes, but it's not going to be one of your supplements. Or we'll talk about when to bring it in, at which point. We'll be talking about all of the other nutrients you need. Bone density issues is not a lack of calcium. It's a hampered ability to get calcium deposited in your bones. And when we talk about supplement savvy for bones, that's where we're going to put it all together. This is the list of supplements that I put together when I have a client whose main health concern is dealing with osteoporosis or osteopenia. So in the links below where you're watching this video here on YouTube, you're going to have option 1 and option 2. There's a third option that's going to be under there. But option 1 is going to be join us in the network today. Get access to everything I just talked about, all of it. Pick and choose, build your plate with what it is you want. Option 2 will be for those people who are like, I just want the supplement class, Luka. It's the only one that you could take without having to get the rest. You get everything for an extra $10. It's a steal, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. Luka, stop trying to sell me. Well, I don't know. For me, financial decisions, financial cost of things, the financial commitment, what it costs is really huge in my life. So I just want you to know that I've kept it at a low price because so much of this is automated and just lives there. You just have to show up and do it yourself. I'm not holding your hand. Why might you want to join us? So, oh yeah, the second link, sorry, will be that Supplement Savvy class if you want to take just that class. Why might you want to take either of these? You would want to take it if you have thyroid issues and have been on medications for thyroid for longer than 6 months. Sorry. If ever you've been on long-term dosing of prednisone, if ever you've had any medications for any type of reproductive cancer, including prostate, breast cancer, any type of the reproductive cancers, those medications deplete your bone density. If you have a history of celiac, IBS, IBD, if you have a history of getting a lot of cavities, if your children have a lot of cavities, you will want to join us in the network this month. What else? Or if you've had a diagnosis of osteopenia, osteoporosis, or if you find yourself heading into menopause and all of a sudden you've got this niggling question saying, but your mom had osteoporosis, you are at higher risk of getting it, you better start looking after things. So if you're interested in knowing how to look after things, if it's already shown up and you want to know how to slow it down, or if you're really confused with all of the information out there, let's make it real, let's make it accessible, and let's make it based in ancestral wisdom. That's everything that I do here at Good Food and You. It's about clearing away all of the confusion, stop with the specialty things, and what can I do on a day-to-day basis to keep it real, keep it affordable, and know that those small little decisions I make add up to a lot of protection long term. That's why I love nutrition so much. It's a really slow mover, but a capacity that when you stick to it and you're consistent with it, you build this insurance policy against other things. I was chatting with a friend this morning. We went for a big walk and she was asking, because we were talking specifically about dementia, actually, because both of us have a family history of dementia and cognitive decline in our families. And she asked, do you ever, how do you move through this, knowing what you know? Are you worried about developing dementia yourself? And I said, I'm doing the best I can with what I know. And I'm being consistent with the small decisions of how I feed myself day to day. And I know that I've done my best to build that nutrition piece, to fuel my body, to give my body the nutrients, to support everything working well so that what I am eating is, I'm making it count as well and work well in the body. But more than that, yeah, I know lots, But I know at the end of the day, I have to be as calm and cool, collected as possible. That understanding I've done the best I can. And if it comes, it's not because I didn't do enough. I have done a lot to do that protective bit, the insurance policy. And now I know that I've actively worked at reducing it. So that's the work that I propose. And if you want to join me, I'd love to link arms with you and get to this good work. So you've got 3 links below. The first one is go find out about the Good Food Network. In there, there's a link out to give you more information about what it is. Look for, there's a series of questions. How do I know if this is right for me? How do I know if this is not right for me? You'll be able to decide by yourself if this is something you'd want to take. Please follow that first link. Second link, if you just want to take the Supplement Savvy for Bones class, where we talk about supplementation and things to think about and which medications are impacting you and how to work around that. That is link number 2 if you want to take just that class. Link number 3 is to book in for a chat. So link number 3 is really like when you're looking for solutions and you don't know where to go, book in for that call. That call can be anything. It can be, can I talk a little bit more about your Good Food Network? I want to know if it's right for me. And if you need somebody to bounce ideas off of, I'm your gal. If you're looking for solutions, if you need answers to questions, if you need clarification, if you want to know how to get started and you need some recommendations on how to put pieces in place for yourself, book in for that 30-minute call. It doesn't cost you anything. And over the month of August, if I have my act together, August is the last time they're going to be free. There's going to be a minimal cost to these discovery calls coming up in September once I'm established in my new home over in the Netherlands. So take advantage of it. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's all. May August be good to you. May it be a delicious month where you are exploring the seasonal foods, connecting with the scene around you, and making like the earth does in summer. What if in summer, think about the energetics of the earth. A lot of people think that the earth is so alive and so active in summer. What if it's the flip side? What if in summer the earth is dreaming and the flowers that are blooming and the growth that's happening is because the earth is dreaming? How can you invite that pace, that energy into your days over the course of August? I wish it a delightful journey for you. And we'll see you again here in September. One last missive before I head over to Europe, where I'll continue to do my work. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, thanks for joining me. We'll see you again. Salut, à bientôt.